computer-programmed reality. We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs. We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving the present, déjà vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant, and I will even say this: such an impression is a clue that at some past time point a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this an alternative world branched off.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Robert Phoenix here. Looks like I'm broadcasting to you a little bit with a shadow, a silhouette. We're in another part of the worldwide headquarters here. Give me 1 second. Oh, well, it's already happening. Okay, we're going to roll with this today, just for today. Just trying new things out here, okay? As you can see in the background, I have my other computer going, and it's doing the live stream over on Spreaker, and I hope it's picking it up in a good way. Yeah, so I'm going to be making some changes. Changes. What's happening out there? It's Friday, the 14th of September, and we are racing towards the end of the year. Looks like everything's tilted here, doesn't it? It's weird. I'm falling off the edge. Just like this. Anyway, we're gonna work out the kinks. This is kind of a brand new setup. You'll be seeing me in different locations from here on out. In a good way. Lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about psychopathic AI. That's going to be a big part of our conversation. That's going to come up a little bit later. And I'm also going to be talking about what's happened over the last 24 hours. There's been some interesting things going on in Massachusetts. There's a series of explosions that took place. And also, Hurricane Florence is now beginning to hit the Carolinas. It has all of the characteristics of some of the other hurricanes that we've experienced recently. Is it going to be as big as Harvey? Probably not. But it certainly seems like that they're generating the force as much as they can. And then when the force reaches a kind of maximum intensity, they'll move it right in. I could do a weather report. When Harvey reaches maximum intensity, it will move across the straits and down and up through the Carolinas. And when it hits the Carolinas, it will explode with a supernatural power that only nature can provide. So if you're in the Carolinas, I would get on your hands and knees and repent right now. Because the end is coming. Isn't that how the weather reports sound like these days? There's Judy. What's going on, Judy? Judy. So for our good friends in the Carolinas, I don't mean to minimize this. It could be a very intense and challenging situation. And I hope you get a lot of hard rain like they did in Florida, where it was built up for at least a week, if not more, that hurricane in Florida was going to be brutal, and it really was just a lot of high wind and some rain. So we're praying that that's really what this is, and that it's not another Harvey. But clearly, it's on the radar. A couple of things I wanted to talk about. The cryptos took a big dump, huge dump last week. And if you were holding cryptos, man, oh man, you better hold on to them for a while longer because, wow. Litecoin went from about, I remember buying Litecoin at about 140, and it's down to, I think, 74 now, so it's lost half of its value. And Litecoin isn't the only one. I'm not saying that cryptos are a bad play, but you better be pretty sophisticated. And probably a good time to get in. You have to ask yourself, well, how much lower is it going to get? Is it going to go down to 20? Is it going to go down to 10? I'm talking about Litecoin. You have to be on your toes. I think the cryptos now are almost like a day trader environment. That's what it feels like. It's like a day trader. You got to get on. You got to be tactical. You got to be guerrilla. You got to have guerrilla efforts with the cryptos. That's my 2 cents. But they took a big dump. Now, I predicted that they would have a really significant and steep decline back in February. And you know what? I was right. It happened. So if you listened to me at that time, you would have been okay. You would have sold off and gotten out. But a lot of people, it's like, I get it. You want to stay with the stock. You don't want to dump a stock. But sometimes, for some points, you got to cut your losses. One of the things, confession, some of you already know this, I'm a fantasy football geek. Yes, I know it's Dungeons and Dragons for jocks, but I'm a fantasy football geek. And there's a player on 2 of my teams. His name is John Ross. He's a really fast player. I played him last week. He got a touchdown, thank God. But he only got 2 passes thrown his way. Last night, I think he got 1 pass. If that's a stock, I'm dumping John Ross, and I am. God bless you, John Ross. I think you're a fine young man. But you're no longer be playing for my fantasy team, and I wish you all the best. So the cryptos did take a massive, and I mean a massive dump. So if you've got some cojones of steel, stay in there. Hang in there. A lot of people have lost tremendous amounts of money already. They're not bulletproof. Bitcoin is not bulletproof. I think there seems to be this idea that because it's a blockchain currency that it's bulletproof. And it's not. And I believe that the cryptocurrencies are just another form. I mean, to some extent, there's a whole plethora. There's like this really florid landscape of small cryptos that are coming online. And there are people that know quite a bit more about this than myself. And I've been indoctrinated into some of this. I've seen some of these really interesting kinds of opportunities at a bit of a low level, or entry level. I think those are where the opportunities are. They're like the penny stocks of cryptocurrency. I think the too bigs to fail have proven to us that they were not too big to fail. I look like Max Headroom here, don't I? Sort of like, remember Max Headroom? Getting all fractal. I'm in the Matrix. I've entered into the Matrix. Now I'm inside your computer, and I'm inside your head. Sorry. Got to keep things light. Except for the light behind me. I'm just trying this out. So let's get to some of the news of the day before we drop into the FARcast portion of the show. Some very strange happenings last night in Massachusetts. I'm going to read this to you. This is from CNN. The headline, "It looked like Armageddon." Okay, not only did CNN use this headline, but guess who else used this headline? The Washington Post. It looked like Armageddon. It looked like Armageddon. They both use the same headline. I'm just going through a few other headlines. It was at 6 ABC Action News. It looked like Armageddon. There's 3. Gas-related explosions set fire to homes near Boston. Yes. Look back here. It was in Lawrence, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Lawrence, Massachusetts. Not to be confused with Lawrence, Kansas. Let me just get back in here. I'm going to read you the CNN bit. Massachusetts authorities on Friday warned still stunned residents of 3 towns north of Boston that the return, again, it's one of these bot-created pieces of editorial, the return to normalcy. Kind of left that out. Could take time following a string of deadly gas explosions that set homes ablaze, forced evacuations, and left 1 person dead. Hundreds of natural gas technicians were to descend on the towns of Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover. It's not were. Hundreds of natural gas technicians are to descend. We're having robots write our copy now, and they're more stupider than we are. Over the coming days, to restore gas service safely before electricity can be turned on, utility technicians must do their jobs in order to make sure everyone has a safe place to return to. Governor Charlie Baker told reporters on Friday, "This will not be an easy process. We ask for continued patience." Can you put your feet in one of those natural gas technician shoes for a moment? They just had these explosions just go off, which are like landmines. And you're going in there and you're going to go work on them. You better bring your rosary and say a couple of Hail Marys before you descend into those neighborhoods. Kurt Schwartz, director of the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, also known as MEMA, said, "How long is it going to take? As long as it takes. We don't know today how long this will take." That's got to be one of the quotes of the year. How long is it going to take? As long as it takes. We don't know today how long this will take. That's honest. The investigation into the cause involving the National Transportation Safety Board and other federal agencies is in its early stages, officials said. Once utilities secure the affected areas, we'll work with the federal government to investigate how this occurred